What's up and welcome to KplusGaming Corner, and in this Cyberpunk 2077 video, I'm sharing my Berserk Melee build, which, in my opinion, might just be the best way to play the game as you rampage your way through the main campaign and new Phantom Liberty DLC. While most people are running with their cyber decks, quick hacking enemies from behind cover, you'll be up close and in the mix, bashing and slicing through foes, and you'll even have the toughest animal gang members running for their lives. So let's not waste any more time, getting right into it and starting with the attribute points. I just reached level 50 with this character, so I have 10 more levels to go, since now with the new DLC we can max out at 60. I'm currently maxed out in body and technical abilities, 20 points in each, and we'll be spending the rest of our points getting our reflexes up to 20 and finishing off with the cool attribute. We'll get that to 18, so we'll have almost 4 maxed out attributes. Unfortunately for intelligence, we're leaving that as 3 as we're not doing any net running and have no need for quick hacks or smart weapon. When it comes to the perk points and looking into body, we put most of our perk points here as body affects your raw physical power, improves the efficiency of your shotguns, which is going to be our main ranged weapon most of the time, and also helps with your blunt weapons, which includes clubs, hammers, pipes, and even your gorilla arms. We also get +2 max health per attribute point, so we're maxing out our health capacity with an extra 40 health points, which you'll need the extra tankiness fighting up close the majority of the time. You'll want to make sure you unlock Adrenaline Rush mode, which causes any healing effects to give adrenaline, indicated by a yellow bar that serves as extra health and helping to absorb more damage. You'll also want to make sure to grab Calm Mind, which helps Adrenaline Rush last longer, and then Juggernaut, which grants 20% extra movement speed and 10% more damage while Adrenaline Rush is active. Quake is a way to deal more damage with your blunt weapons, although I'll admit I don't use it as often as I should. Also really important here is the finisher capstone. You'll need to be level 20 in body to be able to unlock it, but adds another level of devastation to your combat, since now when enemies have low health, you could lift them and toss them at other enemies, dealing maximum damage to anyone foolish enough to get in your way. I still have some perk points coming in, so we'll spend one on Bloodlust when I get a chance. This adds +50 adrenaline while Adrenaline Rush is active whenever you dismember any nearby enemies. While not totally necessary, you may want to think about unlocking Obliterate, which gives the chance to instantly kill and dismember enemies at low health. You can get this up to a 20% chance as the enemy's health decreases. When it comes to technical ability, this is all about making our cyberware work for us. The key here is maxing out License to Chrome, which gives us +40 armor plus some buffs to our cyberware stat modifiers. This could include extra melee damage, explosive damage, extra health, or maybe decreased visibility from enemies. I'll get to the cyberware in more detail shortly, but we'll also want to grab Renaissance Punk, which gives us more cyberware capacity, Health Freak, which gives an extra health item charge at level 2, and Demolition Surplus, in which you'll have an extra grenade at your disposal. Don't have too many perk points elsewhere besides some cool attribute perks, and when it comes to the relic points, the most important thing here is Jailbreak, which causes a charged gorilla arm swing to deal more damage and creates a shockwave that staggers nearby enemies, and then Limiter Removal, which causes those shockwaves to knock down those enemies. We're also going with Vulnerability Analytics, so you can take advantage of hitting vulnerable spots during combat, and then Machine Learning, which can spawn new vulnerabilities and also grants some nice buffs that are also useful during battle. Switching over to our cyberware, obviously since this is a melee build, we're using the Berserk Operating System, and in this case we're using the Militech Berserk, which increases attack speed, crit chance, and crit damage while active. It's similar to the Biodyne Berserk, which you might also consider with the lower cyberware cost, and gives some flexibility to fit some other cyberware pieces on that you'd otherwise have no room for. This one's up to you, but the Militech Berserk does last 1 second longer and has a 30-second cooldown compared to 45 seconds on the Biodyne. Also important, at least to me, is making sure you have on Second Heart, which is like having a cheat code that can activate every 3 or 4 minutes depending on how much you upgrade it. Whenever your health reaches 0 and you'd have otherwise croaked in shame, instead you'll get back full health and have a chance to escape whatever danger you may be in. The legs are up to you, but I personally prefer the Fortified Ankles, which basically gives you a super jump, allowing you to clear heights and reach obstacles otherwise impossible to get to. As mentioned before, I'm using the gorilla arms, allowing me to literally beat the shit out of enemies dumb enough to step to me. In my case, I use the toxic gorilla arms, but you can easily go with the thermal or electrical, totally up to you. Dense Marrow is pretty good since it gives some extra melee damage depending on what tier you upgrade it to. Bionic Joints gives a lot of extra armor, and Heal on Kill gives you 7% health whenever you kill or otherwise neutralize an enemy. If you have the Phantom Liberty DLC, you'll definitely want to stop by the Ripper Dock that's near the Golden Pacific Fast Travel. She'll have several iconic cyberware parts for sale, including this Axolotl, I hope I'm saying that right, which gives an instant 10% cooldown for all cyberware and when defeating an enemy, or this deep field visual interface I'm saving up for, which increases your crit chance the further you are from the enemy. These iconic cyberware pieces are pretty expensive though, and carry a large cyberware capacity requirement, so you might not be able to fit them all on at the same time, but it definitely gives me something to grind for and have fun trying them out to see which ones I like the best. The rest of the cyberware is really up to you, so mix and match, try different things out, and have fun putting them together in a way that works best for you. Also up to you are the weapons you choose to carry with you and equip. The way I have things set up, I use a power shotgun, the Crusher being my favorite, and I crafted the Firecracker mod, which causes it to shoot explosive rounds. For this, you'll need the Chimera Core crafting piece you get after defeating the Chimera boss in Phantom Liberty, and you can only use this once, so choose wisely which mod you craft it for. There's several melee weapons I enjoy using, including the Volkadov I mentioned in some previous videos, which sets anyone you're chopping with it to ignite into flames. The Headhunter is also dope since it marks enemies and allows you to deal massive amounts of extra headshot damage, and I love using the Agile since it gives shock chance, plus if thrown at an enemy and it's a critical hit, it'll emit a shock wave that can damage multiple enemies. Now, when it comes to the blunt weapons and you want to give your knuckles a rest, a great alternative is the Murphy's Law Club since it gives 20% bleed chance, 20% stun chance, and 20% shock chance. Honorable mention would be Sasquatch's Hammer since it does an absurd 471 damage per hit once upgraded. My only thing with this is if you're using it, you can't really sprint or jump really high, otherwise I'd be using this all the time for every situation. Either way, that's the build, Berserk Melee Superhero that can swing hands with the best of them. Which operating system do you run with, and have you given Berserk a try? If you have, let me know in the comments how you're running yours, as I always love sharing ideas and seeing what creative ways you guys come up with to absolutely destroy those Tiger Claws and 6th Street bastards. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and do give it a thumbs up if you haven't already. If you like what you see, do consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell in order to make sure you're getting all the updates on when I'm going live and whenever new videos are dropping. I love you guys and appreciate all the support. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, peace!